This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary.
Or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Avoid price does not include tax, title, or license. Some place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. I'm Minx. That's Great Cloud, and you are here for Tied Up Tuesday. Woo! I'm way too pumped up for how tired I really am. What?
You seem a little excited.
I know, right? Well, I mean, I think I have reasons to be excited. Like, we just announced, like, it's public knowledge now. We're going to be on, like, real radio, like terrestrial radio. I'm fucking stoked. Oh, and I need to work on that. I can't, because, you know, like, we're each going to be taking turns to be on the Veterans Report, right?
Yeah.
And F-bombs are not allowed. And
F-bombs.
Ooh, wait, what? I know, right? Oh my god, it's so bad. Can I help you? My fucking dogs, I swear to god, they're gonna... I might skin them. If I need a babysitter, but like a dog sitter for my dogs while I fucking do this.
Well, they have those.
They do? Where?
Yes, you could probably... I don't know. Why don't you put it on Craigslist or Angie's Help or something? I don't know.
Angie's Help?
Angie's something or other. I don't know.
What?
Here to advertise on the satellite radio all the time. Angie's something. Angie's List. That's what it is. Angie's List.
Right. But yeah, so... how's your weekend? Wait, hold on. I have a question. What are you drinking? Because it looks very, very similar to what I'm drinking. Great Cloud. Can you hear me? Great Cloud.
Did he break?
Dude, I don't know. Can you hear me?
I'm having comms issues. I'm not hearing anything at the moment. If you can hear me.
Interesting. Okay, well,
No.
No? Okay. Well, so while he figures that shit out, because I don't know what to do with him. I hope everybody's had a good weekend. Oh, shit. Great Cloud. Are you there? So weird. Interesting. Well, Gray Cloud's gonna come back here soon, everybody, so don't you worry. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Oh my god. So the new Star Wars trailer dropped last night, as I'm sure everybody knows, and I'm so excited. And so I may or may not have interrupted last night's broadcast by like shooting the trailer to like a huge Star Wars fan that I know of, and I was like, oh, you need to see this. But you know, he was in the middle of broadcasting, so there's that. Great Cloud, are you back?
You got me now?
Yeah. You there?
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it cut out. I didn't have anything on my end.
That's
no feed.
So weird. See, look, he's back. Fucking internets and... wait, hold on. Freaking interwebs and technology and all that jazz. But yeah, so I was just telling them.
So what did I miss? What you were?
Oh, okay. So what I was doing was I was telling them about how, like the Star Wars trailer dropped last night. And how I'm so excited. Yes, dude, how do you not know that it fucking dropped? Seriously, I posted it into our team chat room.
That was a confirmation that it did, not that I was questioning that it did.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, we might fight. Like, I'll come over there and I'll fight you.
That would be bad.
But yeah, no, and I was telling them how, like, it looks fucking awesome and how I kind of interrupted last night's broadcast with that because, again, I sent it into the team chat as Ice was getting back on the air. And he was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Worth it. So worth it. I kind of enjoy antagonizing the boss just a little, like not a lot, like you can't do it too much because then you get in trouble, but just enough to keep him like riled up. I think it's fun.
Of course you do.
I do. I'm a rebel or something. I don't know. I'm dumb.
No.
I mean, maybe.
Ugh.
So how was your day today?
It was pretty good. It was productive.
Yeah.
I have 2 meetings laid on for tomorrow, which is a win because my director will be there.
Yes.
So we get to push an agenda that he needs to be aware of.
Fun.
And then let's hear what else. Yeah, that's about it for the day. But it could be better. The days could go faster and be shorter, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, Justin. He says I would totally win in a fight between me and you. So, suck a dick. I'm gonna
so
win.
much for that. I guess if it's decided that you would win.
It totally is, though. So, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with you, though. I'm like, I wish the days were shorter. Especially, like, my Tuesdays are super fucking long. They're very long.
Aren't you looking like both?
Yeah. Yeah, I worked 11 and a half hours today. Because they don't count lunchtime because you have to clock out because how dare you get paid for that 30-minute lunchtime where you still have to be at the facility, but you're not technically working. So they're like, we're not going to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucks. But, c'est la vie, right? Right? Is that the right expression? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know.
Let's go with that for now.
Right. But, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I asked you what you're drinking.
Yep.
What are you drinking?
So, I'm drinking Maple Red by Sam Adams.
Which one?
Maple Red.
Oh, Maple Red. I was going to say, because
there's only one.
Well, I don't know. Because I'm drinking Sam Adams, too. Twinsies!
Well, you should know.
I know, but I'm drinking the better one, the Oktoberfest. It's the best one they have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I already drank all those.
I know. Oh, my God.
out of my magic pack.
Oh, you got one of those variety ones? See, I was just like a budding alcoholic in that I got 2 12-packs of just straight Oktoberfest because, again, it's the best one that they make, and it only comes out this time of year, and so you have to stock up.
How often do you stock up?
Once a year. but it only lasts for like a week or two because I'm like, oh, it's so good. Give it to me. And then it's gone. I don't know. And then it's gone. Again with the static from your end. Dude. I know, it's so weird. But, so, I want to talk about a story that, oh, good Lord. Dude, something's going on your end, dude. It's weird. There's like demon voices coming out of there.
Drop out and then try to do some reconfiguring on my end.
If you want. But, okay, oh, bye. Thanks for the heads up, dude. Hopefully nobody like pauses. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about a story that I found last week, but I never got the chance to talk about. And it goes along with my whole thing in that I don't think transgenderism is a thing. There's a reason why it has always been classified as gender dysphoria, and that it's a mental health thing. And I mean, it fucking is. One, because, you know, everyone's like, I can't say everyone, but a lot of people say that transgenders, one, like, and this is a fact, like, people who are or claim transgender who have gender dysphoria, right? They've got a, what is it? Like, the suicide rate amongst those who view themselves as this is 40%, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, that's an absurdly high number, right? The odds, like, that percentage does not go down, however, after they've had reconstructive surgery. So, like, even if they go through, like, all the hormonal treatment and then go through the surgery, that percentage doesn't go down. And they're finding that a lot of the people who have gender reassignment surgery, a few years down the road, they're wanting to be switched back. And so case in point is that a genital reconstructive surgeon who specializes in gender reversal operations has received dozens upon dozens of requests for operations. Telegraph interviewed Professor, I can't even pronounce it. It's a D and then a Professor DJ. And then there's like a K and a Z and an X. I can't pronounce it. It's just not going to happen. The article is titled "Sex Change Regret: Gender Reversal Surgery is on the Rise, so why aren't we talking about it?" And the surgeon revealed that an alarming number of patients seek a reversal of previous transgender operations. According to the Telegraph, 5 years ago, Professor DJ, again, I can't fucking say his name. I don't even know if it's a dude, like a bunch of letters. The world-leading genital reconstructive surgeon received a visit at his clinic. A transgender person who had undergone surgery at a different clinic to remove male genitalia. So removing male genitalia. We've chopped off your dick and we've taken out your balls. Like, you have nothing left. But anyways, this person came in wanting everything back and saying, you know what, I've kind of changed my mind. Maybe I am a dude, like I always have been. And I think that's really interesting. So, but yeah, so it goes on to say that at present, Professor DJ has a further 6% prospective people in discussions with his clinic about reversals, and 2 currently undergoing the process itself. The reversal operation, which cost anywhere over $21,000, reportedly takes several procedures over the course of a year and ends with the reattachment of the male genitalia. It can be a real disaster to those to hear these stories, proclaimed this professor, who noted that patients usually cite depression or even the contemplation of suicide as reasons for wanting to reverse their transgender surgery. Now, if we think about the reasons that people give their doctors to even receive genital reconstruction surgery in the first place, they cite depression and suicide like ideation. So again, even getting the first like transition surgery, like, you know, if you're male and you go to female, your odds of getting out of that depression or that suicidal ideation doesn't improve at all. Like, if anything, I would assume like it would just make you even more confused. But that's just me. And I know I don't have the most, you know, what's the right word? I don't have the most, not everyone agrees with me. The most popular. There we go. Got it. Got it. Yeah. So, Gray Cloud, are you there? Gray Cloud? Gray Cloud.
I am. So I'm having connection issues on my end, so it's going to be audio only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is good. Good.
Yeah. So there's a serious connection on my end, apparently, with the interwebs.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask. I'm techie.
So I bring this up because there is a 14-year-old Australian boy who has changed his mind. So this kid was born a boy and then apparently at 12 told his mom and then got back up by professionals that it was the right choice to then put this 12-year-old boy on estrogen so he could transition into a woman, right? And so 2 years later,
Right.
At 12, right, he goes to his mom and he's like, I think I'm a girl. She takes him to behavioral health. Behavioral health says, oh yeah, no, you need to support this. This is the right choice. You know, probably somewhere along the lines there was a like, how dare you oppress him? And so they started this 12-year-old on fucking hormones. 2 years later, he is like, never mind. I'm definitely a boy. Definitely a boy. And this is after 2 years of estrogen treatment. So this fucking kid has already started to grow breasts. So now he's got to have surgery to remove all this extra breast tissue because his fucking mother and these medical professionals are like, oh yeah, no, you're definitely a girl. So if you think you're a girl, then we're going to make you a girl. Instead of, I don't know, letting him talk it out and waiting and being like, you know what, if that's how you really feel, wait until you're an adult. You know? I don't understand.
I don't know how you let a 12-year-old dictate that choice to you when you are supposed to be the parent and you need to do what's best for them mentally and emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
So for the doctors to side with this child is mind-boggling.
Yeah, a bit, right?
Yeah, it's and now they want to change back.
Yeah.
So here's my take on this. that's great. Okay. We got it. Support the kid. All right. Support them emotionally and mentally. All right. But don't let them do anything else that could physically harm them or alter them where they, and like in this case, they want to go back, because there's a good chance that it's going to be beyond a point where reversing it is going to do more psychological damage to the individual. Again, I'm not a doctor. This is just what I think. But how do you as a parent support that kind of choice and let that child dictate to you what it's going to be?
I don't know. I'm not a parent. I mean, I'm a dog parent. As you guys can see, there's the hooker right there. Hello. But, like, I don't know. And then there's this fucking asshole. Because I pointed out his mother, he had to pop in and be like, "Oh, you're going to give attention? Give it to me." As he's like straddling his dad too. So it's not acceptable.
Yes, but they love you.
I know. Asshole. But no, like, I don't know. Like, because like,
Wait, no.
I mean, on the one hand, I would want to support my kids, and be like, oh yeah, I as your mom totally have your back on just about everything. Like, there's going to be a fucking line drawn somewhere, right? I'm not going to let you go and just fucking run amok and do like, a crime spree and be like, I support you. He didn't do nothing. Like, that's not going to happen for me. I'll be like, yeah, no, that's my little fucking asshole, and he probably fucking did whatever it is that you're saying he did. So I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, good luck, But, like, but when it comes to gender dysphoria, I think that that's one of those things where I cross the line and I'd be like, like, I'd tell him, like, if this is how you really feel, like, let's go talk to somebody. Let's see what's really going on. And if this is truly how you feel or whatever, we can reassess and reevaluate down the line. Like, I don't know, after you've reached maturity, after you've become an adult. But if you're coming at me at, like, fucking 5 years old saying, I think I'm a girl, when it's quite clear you're a boy, I'm still going to call you by your boy's name. I'm still going to address you as a boy because I'm going to be that asshole. And I don't care because I'm not going to succumb to the pressure that society is now saying that I dictate to, And because it's society that says, oh, we need to call them by their preferred pronoun because it offends them if you don't. Well, no, because it offends me that you want me to pretend that they're something that they're not. Hey, that is enough. Sorry. But yeah. Gray Cloud. Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm here.
All right. Well, I mean, this kind of ties into an article.
As you bring up the pronoun thing,
yeah,
I found an article continuing on. New.
What? Gray Cloud, I can't hear you at all.
All right, if you can hear me, I'm going to drop off again and try something else.
Okay. So I know where Gray Cloud was going with all of this. There's an article out because California just passed a law that states that medical professionals face jail time if they do not refer to transgender patients by their preferred pronoun. So the article pretty much states that And he's the one with the article. I just kind of briefly skimmed through it because I was like, what the fuck is going on with this? So basically what it says is that medical professionals, they call the patient by not their preferred name or not their preferred pronoun, face anything up from a fine up to being imprisoned because you mislabeled somebody. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of ashamed of my home state right now. In that I think that's ridiculous, because why should someone face jail time simply because they've offended somebody else? Because like I didn't call he a she when he is clearly a he and not a she. You know? So that would be like me refusing to call Bradley Manning by the name that he wants to be called, and then like, you know, and then if we were in the state of California, I would then be facing jail time because I refused to call Bradley Manning by his other name. Because again, he's a he and not a she. So so ridiculous. But I wish he was on here because he's the one with all the information. So, oh, hey, you're back.
Work, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hello.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this one more time.
All right.
Yeah,
Take it
so
away.
I don't know what's going on with my regular internets, but I'm now using a hotspot. My phone is a hotspot, so I can.
Oh.
So this show can go on.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I hate technology. So to answer a question in the Facebook live chat really quick. Let's see, who was that asked me that? Mm-hmm. Yes, Casey Lynn, my Broncos jersey does come off. It has to be washed like normal clothes.
No.
Yes. Right, so where do we live off? Wow, this connection is a lot better all of a sudden.
We left off.
Gender pronoun, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, as we're talking about this, you know, we've discussed the parenting thing, and there's a couple of good comments that I caught that are going on that, yeah, true, you are not a parent if you're letting the kid run amok, basically.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned what pronoun to call them, and then, you know, you agreed that you'd call them by their actual pronoun that they were until they were 18 or whatever. Am I on the right track so far?
Yes.
Okay. So now that rolls into the article that I found earlier today. And it's coming out of our most favorite state.
Yeah, no, California. I kind of gave them a brief synopsis of what it is, and basically, you know, it's about healthcare workers facing a fine and up to jail time for refusing or for not calling patients their preferred pronoun.
Here's my question. How do you throw somebody in jail for basically what breaks down to name calling?
Right?
Literally, that's what you're going to throw somebody in jail for, is calling them a name.
Right? And that's what I said. Like, how do you, like, and then again, it comes down to, like, where's the line drawn? Because you're throwing someone in jail because they said something that offends someone.
Right.
And that's the only reason why this person's being thrown in jail, is because they offended somebody.
Right. Where have we heard of that kind of stuff before? Best Korea, maybe?
Maybe? Oh.
Maybe in Best Korea we've heard of that.
Asian Cartman. He does that. He throws people in jail for, you know, grabbing a poster off the wall.
Yes, and then they come back a vegetable.
Right, yeah. There's that.
So I totally disagree with what's going on in California with that particular. Well, there's a lot I disagree with California, but I mean, really, you're going to throw somebody in jail for calling somebody a name. Literally, you are calling them a name, and you're going to throw them in jail.
Yeah. Well, I was telling. I kind of gave an example. It would be like if I was I worked in California and Bradley Manning was one of my patients. I would get thrown in jail because I would refuse to call Bradley Manning by his other name because
but there's so many other. Well, see, that one you could get around because there's so many other names you can associate with him: traitor, saboteur, malingerer. The list goes on and on.
Blue Falcon.
Private dick bags,
right?
On and on and on. But that's neither here nor there. So,
right.
But no, it really drives me nuts that again, you are literally throwing somebody in jail for calling somebody a name, and that's just. It just boggles my mind that you're going to throw somebody in jail for a name calling. I mean, but here's the other question is you brought it up earlier. Where does it stop?
Yeah.
Are we going to throw high schoolers in jail? Are we going to throw middle schoolers in jail? Are we going to throw kindergartners in jail?
Right. Because they slip up and say the wrong pronoun.
Right.
This beer is tasting.
So it's not put past me that could happen.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of California. California is literally on fire right now. Like the whole state.
Yes, it is.
The whole state. So, and it's all in wine country too.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so there's 15 wildfires currently in Northern California. That's where I'm from. Many of them are in wine country. Ravaged homes, businesses, vineyards, and farmland. So far, the latest reports, 15 people are confirmed dead, and several others are severely burned. Major highways are shut down. Local officials requested help from around the region as Governor Jerry Brown declared a state of emergency. This is what we know so far about the fires. 15 are confirmed dead. More than 110 people have been treated at hospitals, many for smoke inhalation, but a few for severe burns. Sonoma County officials said Tuesday that they received up to 150 reports of missing people. At least 1,500 homes and commercial facilities have been destroyed in the fires, which are burning in Napa, Sonoma, Solano, Lake, Nevada, Butte, Cavaleras, Shasta, and Yuba counties. Fire station in the Fountain Grove area of Santa Rosa was among the ravaged structures. At least 73,000 acres have burned so far. Yeah, like it's the whole, like, again, the state is literally on fire right now. Like hospitals around the burn areas are being fucking evacuated. I saw a video today on the news of, and it looked like a guy from fucking ICU because he had bags and pumps and a fucking ventilator being strolled out with them, and like literally right behind them was flames. And I'm like, oh hey, it's good. It's good. Yes.
Escape from LA.
Yeah.
What?
Right. So and a lot more is. There's a lot more that they know, but what remains unclear is the causes of all the fires. They still don't know what's causing all of these. Officials also do not yet know how many people were injured besides 130 that have sought help.
I thought I saw a part of that report that over 200 are missing or unaccounted for.
Yeah, I think that's the latest numbers. But yeah, so the exact number of evacuees is not known, but officials believe there are about 20,000 evacuees.
Jesus.
Right? Unsure how much money and how many resources, including the exact number of firefighters, are being devoted to this. Hundreds of firefighters from as far away as San Diego have been called to assist up in Northern California. And for those of you who don't know how long California is, so San Diego's down all the way at the bottom, right? So from San Diego to just the Bay Area is like 400 some odd miles. And then Napa's farther north than that. By like another hour or two.
Think about driving across Texas only north and south.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. There is a number for those who are looking for relatives or friends. They can file a missing person report with the Sonoma County officials at the following number: 707-565-3856. So if anyone has family in California, especially up in those counties that are currently burning, that's a number that you can at least, file that, hey, I'm looking for this person, so that way the authorities can keep an eye out for them. Ugh.
No.
Exactly, Manuel. Didn't California want to secede from the U.S.? Yeah, they did. They sure as shit did. And then Governor Brown, which I don't know how he's still fucking governor. Like, let's be honest. Like, how? But whatever.
Well, this goes back to what we've talked about many, many times. People vote for people, and then they don't understand recall. They don't understand how to remove their voted officials in the office.
No, they just...
It's like, deal with it, whatever.
But
we're not going to start on that right now because I got other things to
I was going to say, you rant about that every week.
I know, and I'm trying not to,
Every
but
week.
It comes to light every week.
Every week.
Every week it comes to light. But I shall not rant about it this week. But I have something else to rant about.
Oh, yes, rant away.
So before we move on to that, in all seriousness, I hope everybody that's listening, if they have family in California, I hope they are safe and they are evacuated. I know we were joking about California seating and things like that, but I do hope everybody is safe and sound, and that they can get the fires contained. Now, on to my rant. Mike Pence, the VP, leads the 49ers and Colts game over protesting during the national anthem. Now, I am going to take the not so popular stance on this one.
Oh?
Yes, because I do believe this was a setup for photo op and a Twitter rant from the admin.
Really?
I really believe it was set up this way.
But, I mean, he's from Indiana. He and his wife are known Colts fans.
I understand that, but he's also the vice president of the United States, who has a very busy schedule. Mm-hmm. With his quote unquote home team or his favorite team playing a team that is known for protesting during the national anthem or taking the knee or whatever you want to call it. So,
I don't know why you have to say mean things about my team.
I didn't say a mean thing. It's not like they're 0-5 or anything. I mean, come on.
Oh, but they are.
So much gooder.
My team sucks this year. It's so bad. Oh, so bad.
So, yeah, I totally believe this was a opportunity to take advantage of a situation and flip the narrative on the protesting thing. You get the VP to show up. He's there at the game. Picture snap of him standing for the national anthem. Mm-hmm. Then he sees players kneeling, and you walk out. And what really sinks it for me is the detail was, and cameras were waiting for him on the outside. I mean, the protected pool or whatever you want to call them, were there waiting for him to leave. So it's hard for me to fathom that this was not a setup opportunity for some PR, some press, whatever you want to call it, to show that the VP wasn't going to stand for it. Now, while we're on that subject, I think the message that they're trying to do, the message is starting to get lost. Okay, whatever it is that they were trying to bring to light, or justify by what they were doing, or they want to bring these injustices to light, or whatever it is. Now the message is getting lost because their message, whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, is lost because it's being drowned in everything else that surrounds at the time they are choosing to do it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now you have the VP, you have literally the executive branch creating more noise about this, and the message is getting lost further.
So the original message of this whole thing was that Colin Kaepernick was protesting the oppression of minorities from police officers, which I get, it happens, just not to the extent or to the frequency as everyone would make you believe. Because, statistics are a thing.
True.
And statistically, it's not a thing. To the extent that these players are making it appear to be.
Right.
So, and then now, I'm all for protesting, especially if there's going to be cake there. You'll see me and my fat ass there with a sign yeah, I'm here for the cake, bitches. Spanky's going to be right there next to me. It's going to be great. Our signs are going to look phenomenal.
More people come if you say punch and pie.
Right? Yeah. Punch and pie, bitches. That's where you'd find me. But there's a time and a place for it. Your job is not the time or place for your protest. Now, do it on your own time. Especially because you brought politics into my goddamn sports. Assholes.
It's already happening on both sides. But here's where this starts to get really interesting, right?
Waiting.
So today, I read another article, hold on, about a ESPN anchor.
Oh, that, what's her nuts? Jemmy Hill?
Yeah, being suspended.
Yes.
From the network. For what she said about, here it is, 24, there's an update 24 minutes ago from MSN News. I don't know if I want to click on that one.
Right? You're fake news.
Oh, it's a video. Damn it. Well, I can't have a video. I gotta have something I can read.
Well, okay, so I know which article you're talking about. So, yes. So they suspended Jamel Hill for 2 weeks for tweets regarding Jerry Jones.
Right. Now, this is why this gets interesting, I think. And that's where I was going. So I've got it here. Right. And she's got 2 high power attorneys who helped win an acquittal for former New England's Patriots star Aaron Hernandez. Oh my God. That's who you want to have on your team.
Right? Aaron Hernandez. Hang in there, Jamel. You got this. Too soon?
Well played.
Too soon? Aw.
Oh my God, that's awesome. But here it goes back to, we talked about this, I think, last week, right? This all goes back to the bottom line, right?
Yes. Waiting.
And I brought it up when you talked about when I brought up that Shannon Sharp article when he was going off. Again, you took a swipe at one of the most powerful owners in the NFL.
Right, because reasons.
And not only one of the most powerful owners in the NFL, but his sponsors.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure Espen is going, Espen. If they get a phone call from Jerry Jones,
right, saying, "Hey, fire her," they're gonna be like, "Okay."
Saying that this does not sit well for any monies you plan on earning in the future, Espen. They're probably gonna take some action.
Right. Well, not only that, but fucking what was it? I need to stop swearing. So not only that, but last month, Hill ignited backlash against herself and the network when she sent out tweets regarding President Donald Trump, calling him a white supremacist, which that attack, like verbally going after the president, already put her on notice. ESPN said, "Hey, stop, watch yourself, because whatever you tweet out reflects onto us." And so when she did it again, ESPN sent out this statement. Jemele Hill has been suspended for 2 weeks for a second violation of our social media guidelines. She was previously acknowledged letting her colleagues and her company down with an impulsive tweet. In the aftermath, all employees were reminded of how individual tweets may reflect negatively on ESPN and that such actions would have consequences. Hence the decision. So she was fucking warned about this. That this would fucking happen. And yet she fucking did it anyways because fuck it. Right? I don't fucking know. Right.
So in this article, the lawyer says that Connecticut state law expressly guarantees free speech rights and private employment. Yes, but you sign certain things, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's going to be smart Espen lawyers that are looking for every clause that she signed to back this decision.
Right. Ugh.
So, again, I got it. Actions have consequences, and it's interesting that now Espen is starting to see both sides of this. I mean, I also find it interesting that she has Aaron Hernandez as lawyers.
Right.
I'm just saying. But again, it goes back to, I want to go back to what Shannon Sharp said in that interview, or in that monologue when he went off. It's true. It goes back to the bottom line. It no doubt goes back to the bottom line of the NFL. Mm-hmm. And if you are calling out, again, one of the most powerful owners in the NFL, you're gonna get burned. I mean, it's that simple. You are not only messing with his bottom line, you're messing with Espen's bottom line.
Right.
Because Espen makes money.
Yeah.
So if you want to, basically put your employer's revenue stream in jeopardy, go ahead.
Right. Well, apparently Al Sharpton is calling racism. Thanks, Pip, for throwing that out there in the comment section. And again, I don't see how. How are they calling racism when they fucking warned her last month, like, hey, you can't be doing this. Like, you're going against our guidelines. Like, if you do it again, there's going to be consequences. She freaking did it again, and so here we go. It's like dealing with toddlers.
Yep.
Like, and they fucking, you try to explain to them, hey, what you do is going to have fucking consequences. If you mess up, if you reach for that cookie before dinner, you're going to get your hand slapped or you're going to get your butt spanked. Like, there's going to be a consequence. And so they fucking do it anyways. They reach the cookie, and then you go and you fucking swat them on the butt, and you're like, hey, I fucking told you not to go for a cookie before dinner. And then they're crying, and they're like, you're racist. That's not how this works. Right? That's not how this fucking works. Take the blame. Own what you freaking did. Take some responsibility for yourself. I know it's probably hard, and it's probably the first time you've ever had to fucking do it. But just own it and be like, you're right, my bad. I'll remember to stay professional given the platform that I'm on and who I represent.
Right.
And you drive on.
I heard it this morning. Congratulations on Espen for being, sports relative to sports for like their first several years of broadcasting.
Right.
Yeah. And it sucks. I can't imagine being an institution like ESPN where people want to know what's going on with the athletes. They want to know what's going on in the sporting world. And you have all this noise surrounding sports itself. Mm-hmm. Right. So how do you, as an institution and one that is supposedly professional, make that distinction? Like, what is relevant to the consumer of your product and what is not? Mm-hmm. And when do you, as an institution, feel like you need to interject your views and beliefs onto those individuals who are consuming your product?
Yeah.
Why can't you just put out the information and let your consumer make an informed decision, or let them come to their own conclusion?
Right.
But now it's a war on Twitter, it's a war on Facebook, it's a war on the news channels.
It's a war on free speech at this point.
It's a war on everything. Everything we believe in is fucking, how it is.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. But I digress.
You did. You digressed a shit ton. Especially because I need to talk about some of these dumbass people. Okay, so because of this whole thing, I've stopped watching football, really, except for college, because they haven't politicized that yet. So I was told about a fan, a Cowboys fan, who set himself on fire after the Cowboy lost to the Packers. So and no, it's not a child, it is a grown man. This man is 27 years old, and he was rushed to the Indian River Medical Center after suffering second and third degree burns after watching Sunday's game. Or was it Monday? Sunday? I don't know. Fucking whenever they fucking played. Whatever. The Indian River County Sheriff's Office received a call about the incident around 9 p.m. Sunday. From a home in Vero Beach. Residents at the home said the family was watching the Cowboy-Packer game when someone put on a jersey that was set on fire.
Oh,
because reasons. The man was taken to the hospital by another family member. At the hospital, deputies spoke with a couple who admitted they were watching the NFL game and agreed to burn the losing team's jersey. However, the man decided to wear the jersey as it was burning.
Why?
Nobody knows. Like, this man qualifies as my dumbass for the week. Like, why would you wear something that's on fire?
Who wants to wear an on-fire suit?
Right? You're not a stunt double. Like, what are you doing? And then, so another fun story comes from the opposite side of the country over in Oakland, where Raiders fans now are apparently really pissed that their team has lost 3 games in a row and have started to instigate fights with the players.
Wow.
Because, again, why not? Right? So basically, the article goes to say, if this isn't the most Raiders thing to ever happen, we aren't sure what is. So frustration is, yeah, I know, right? Fucking Raiders fans are insane. They are, though. Like, all of them are fucking insane. So frustration is mounting in Oakland with the team dropping its third straight game Sunday. And with fans so heated, they're confronting their own players after games.
What? Like, define confronting.
Heckling Raiders fans stood alongside where players exit the Oakland Coliseum, with one even reportedly throwing a bottle at Donald Penn's car, which is a $400,000 Rolls Royce.
Oh my God.
Tempting Donald Penn to get out of his car. The offensive tackle event, again, this is an offensive tackle. This is a big dude. This offensive tackle eventually actually did exit his car, confronting the heckler to the point where security had to intervene. Because reasons, right? Yay, Bill, my team's 0-5 too. Woo! So bad. God, it's so bad. Oh, we'll get it. We'll get there one day. But yeah. Oh, and then also, what's his nuts? Roger? Yeah, Roger Goodell put out a statement that sports can bring together a divided country, especially the NFL, at least for a few hours. The current dispute over the national anthem is threatening to erode the unifying power of our game, and it is now dividing us and our players from many fans across the country. Goodell said the league office felt the same as many people about players standing for the American flag and performance of the national anthem, adding that he wants to honor the flag and the country, and our fans expect that of us. We also care deeply about our players and respect their opinions and concerns about critical social issues. The controversy over the anthem is a barrier to having honest conversations and making real progress on the underlying issues. Now, all of this came about after our commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, sent out a text message or a tweet, right? Twatter. And it says, why is the NFL getting massive tax breaks while at the same time disrespecting our anthem, flag, and country? Time to change the tax law. Which I don't know if most of you people know, but the NFL is tax exempt because reasons. So I'm pretty sure Roger Goodell, one, only put this statement out because he was realizing that his paycheck is about to no longer be tax exempt. And again, he makes about $42 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, currently, which this has not happened for 3 decades, Major League Baseball is currently the most popular sport in America. Not the NFL, which it has reigned over the last, again, 3 decades. NFL is no longer even in the running, apparently, with everything that is going on. So I think that's another reason why good old Roger Goodell is like, hey, so our views are going down, which means our sponsors are no longer going to want to sponsor us. So we need to fucking figure this shit out.
Yeah, I saw them dropping ratings again for the 3rd straight week or something like that.
Yeah. No, I think 4th now. But yeah, and it's gone down. But yeah, so the NFL commissioner sent a letter to teams telling them we believe that everyone should stand for the national anthem. Is it too little too late, though? That's what I'm wondering. So,
well, hold on. I capitalize on your article quick.
Oh, go for it.
Yep. So 4 weeks into the current NFL season, television ratings are down nearly 10% overall compared to the first 4 weeks of last season.
Oh my gosh.
Sunday's games in week 4, according to Nielsen, and for those who don't know, Nielsen is the ratings scoring system for TV programs, had the smallest audience of any Sunday so far, an average of 14.2 million viewers.
Oh, goodness.
The answer, they're nervous, says Brian Cristiano, CEO of ad agency Bolo Worldwide. Everyone is looking at the numbers and they're looking at ratings. Right. They're nervous. They're like, are we overpaying? What are we going to do? Can we have can we have makeups? How else are we going to get this exposure back?
Right. But hey, it's break time.
Oh, is it really?
It is. It's past break time, actually. Our guest has been trying to call. Lloyd, I've seen that you've been trying to call, but we're about to go on break. So I will call you here in 2 seconds once we get on break. So, yeah. So we're going to take a break, everybody. And when we come back, we are going to have Lloyd Deans from Vets4Warriors. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. See you guys in a couple minutes.
Take this photograph, tell me what it is you see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you, because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you, cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know, cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain, and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In a constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Tuesday. I am joined by Lloyd Deans, and he is here from Vets4Warriors. Lloyd, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you, Great Cloud. Absolutely. We look forward to this conversation. I just want to let you know ahead of time that my team back at headquarters is listening.
Oh.
So, yeah, definitely. Brian, Matt, Alex, all of them. So they're paying attention as well.
Right. Oh, goodness. No pressure. No pressure. So, Vets4Warriors, what is this organization? What are you guys all about?
Right. So we're all about helping our service members, veterans, and their family members, right? Mm-hmm. Our program started back in 2011, and it was based on the premise of our soldiers coming home, or even our veterans are coming home, and sometimes they have a lot of questions or concerns. And, there's no real central location to kind of get information that they need. So our program started kind of derived from that, and we were created. It was funded first by the National Guard Bureau out of the state of New Jersey. And as we begun to become better at what we're doing, the DOD picked us up for a couple years, and now we're funded by the state of New Jersey. And we're 24/7. So Vets4Warriors is staffed by veterans from all different branches and conflicts, from Vietnam to Iraq and Afghanistan. So the premise is, when you call us, you're going to speak to another vet or family member. Right. So we're from A to Z. I like to categorize ourselves as a personal concierge service for our service members, veterans, and their family members. So we deal with, and I shouldn't say any question is simple or basic, but we can help in resume building, for example. If a soldier is looking to go on a job and they want to see if their resume meets a snuff and they want to get a second opinion, they can give us a call. We kind of walk them through that. We actually have conversations in terms of family issues or relationship problems. Right, sometimes you need someone outside of the relationship to kind of speak with, to get an opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
And we also partner with other places such as VetTix. We're about to launch I'm not sure if you ever heard of VetTix, but we're about to launch a partnership with them. And VetTix provides tickets to sporting events, college, professional, for our vets and their family members. And so we have what we consider vetted resources. And if you're calling us and you need something, let's just say in the financial realm, we kind of listen to what you need, set some goals for you, then refer you to one of our vetted resources for some follow-up. And then maybe a couple of days or a week or so, we'll then give you a call back just to make sure that the issue that you originally called for is being taken care of. If not, we'll kind of find another solution for you.
Okay, that's amazing that you guys also do a follow-up. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
I know a lot of people, or not people, but like organizations, that's not something that they focus on, like the follow-up to make sure that the issue gets resolved. So that's amazing that you guys do that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, so what also kind of differentiates us from, and again, I apologize, I'm coming down with a cold.
No,
but
you're
what
fine.
differentiates us from other programs, when you call our program, within 30 seconds, someone will answer the phone, right? So you don't get a phone tree, you don't get a prompt, you don't press one, or you don't have to even meet any type of eligibility or criteria to speak to us, right? You call us, you have an issue, we're going to go ahead and try to take care of you as best as possible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I would actually ask your callers, to give us a call, right? If I can just give a shameless plug, right? Our phone number is 855-838-8255. And again, we're available 24/7. We're also available live on chat as well. So if you're online and maybe you don't want to talk to someone, you just want to chat in, you can go ahead and give us a chat on our website, Vets4Warriors.com, and we can go ahead and try to help you out as well.
Yeah. Great Cloud, I know you've got some questions for Lloyd.
Dude, hey Lloyd, so I'm looking over your page. This is a great mission you guys have. I would like to know more about this, and I'm reading over the Vets4Warriors Ambassador Program.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Like
so the Ambassador Program came out of the fact that our program, we're based in New Jersey, but we are national in terms of our reach, international as well. We've spoken to people on ships, right, overseas, Kuwait, Iraq, all that good stuff. So the Ambassador Program really came out of the fact that we needed to be everywhere all at once, and we just couldn't, right? Number one, the cost was insane just in terms of travel, air, hotel, and all that good stuff. So the Ambassador Program for us is ways that we can empower individuals that have used our services or are interested in helping the veteran and military community, help us spread the word about Vets4Warriors. And so it's not peer support in terms of what we do at the call center, right? But it's more so promoting. So if you want to become an ambassador for Vets4Warriors, we'll send you a shirt, some tchotchkes, some promotional items. And really all we're asking for an ambassador to do is within their local area, maybe visit the American Legion, the VFWs, or any type of areas where they feel that our community or our target market may be, and just promote us and send some information and let them know that help is out there, literally 30 seconds away.
That's really awesome. How's the partnership with Rutgers?
So Rutgers, we're based in Rutgers in terms of this is where the program started. We are in terms with Rutgers, we're using their name, but in terms of maybe finance or something like that, Rutgers do not support us financially. Where again we're based there, we use their training facilities. They provide us resources in terms of the most latest behavioral healthcare terminology and summits and things of that nature that we need to learn. Because behind the premise of our calls as well, when callers reach out to us, we're assessing for SIHI, right? Suicidal ideations and homicidal ideations as well. So we want to make sure that our clients are in a good situation. Less than 3% of our phone calls are emergent, meaning just maybe last month, we had to call a rescue out on one of our battle buddies, right? Because they called, they had means, and we wanted to make sure we secure them in the right place.
Okay, so basically, the partnership with Rutgers is more of a educational learning, so individuals who are part of the program can know the latest and greatest on how to handle these situations.
That's correct. We also have licensed clinicians that work with us 24/7. So in a situation where we might have an emergent caller, we have that support there with us at home base or at headquarters. And we can kind of either go through the phone call ourselves and or pass it off to a clinician for a little bit more advanced support and help.
Okay. Again, I'm still on your page. And
That's
submissions
good. Thank
seems
you.
amazing. And I'm at the for our listeners, I'm at the unique features.
Okay.
And what I really like about it, it's active duty, National Guard, reserves, military members, veterans, and families.
Yes.
I think that's such a big piece now. For individuals, like you're saying, that need a place to turn to or reach out to.
Yes, and great, Cloud. I'm so glad you said that. So our senior director is retired Major General Mark Graham, and he's been with us now for, I think, going on 4 years, 3 to 4 years. And, one of the main components, the reason why he came aboard with us is because when we were with the National Guard Bureau and or DOD, it was specifically for active duty or soldiers, and sometimes veterans, right? But it's DOD, so they're basically active duty. But there was no family component. There was no family piece. So once we got out from under DOD and New Jersey picked us up, they kind of opened up the floodgates for us to kind of bring everyone under one roof. Because you're so right, family sometimes probably more important than the soldier, right? Because we have each other. We have our battle buddies, our Corsies, right? And sometimes our families are back home, with our internal families, but they don't have anyone else they can kind of turn to figure out what's going on with us while we're overseas. So our programs are available for them to call as well, and we do have family members working with us. So if a family member wants to talk to another family member, they can as well.
Yeah, and for the nation, if you're not on that page yet, just a couple of key bullets I'm going to throw out here. All their calls are confidential. All callers can be anonymous. Which is great, and I know a lot of people worry about that. Those two big things are probably I don't want to say the linchpin for soldiers wanting to get help. From my background and my standpoint, I do know that there are many soldiers who are concerned with that when they go to get that help because it could have career implications.
Yeah, and for us, we wrestle with that on both sides, right? Because we literally had folks call up and give us a crazy name that we know for a fact, like Agent Orange, that we know for a fact is not their name. But, we're not going to look at that. We just kind of want to know what's going on and how can we help, right? How can we get to the bottom of the problem? Because we're not a suicide hotline, right? We're peer support. So we're trying to help our battle buddies or our military community before their problem or issue turns into a crisis, right? We kind of just want to get there at the beginning, build a relationship, see how we can help. And again, being that personal concierge, say, hey, you know what? We have a vetted resource that we could send you here, like Project Sanctuary or VetTix, like I said, or, various American legions around the country that, we have good, strong partnerships with.
Right. Again, that's having this kind of support, I think, is going to be and getting this word out for what you guys do and whatnot is going to be extremely beneficial to vets and active duty reservists and their families who need to be able to reach out and make a phone call, or have that peer support that they need to know that they are not alone.
Right. And again, I would say we are definitely different from any other program, again, because we don't have an eligibility, right? And I'll ask the nation, again, to test us out, right? Give us a call. And we like feedback. We want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, right? We like to think of ourselves as, we're not the one-size-fit-all type of program, meaning, you call us and we're trying to keep you in-house, and if we don't have the answers, we're going to, number one, tell you we don't have the answers. And number two, we're going to make sure we help you find the solution, right? So we're not going to leave you alone. We're not going to say, okay, well, that's it. Sorry, no more help. Goodbye. We're kind of with you through the whole journey until the client says to us, you know what, that's all. I don't need any more help. Thanks for your service. And then we're kind of done with the case at that point.
Okay.
Wow.
No, that's good to know for the nation to understand.
And the nation, this is free.
Well, they'll like that even better now.
Right? Right. So, not only are you guys offering up all this help and all these resources to not just veterans, but active duty and their families, but you're doing it at no cost to the people seeking help.
That's right. Now, there's always a cost to everything, right? Again, we're being funded by the state of New Jersey. We do have great partnerships, and Great Cloud, I know you're on our page, so you see our partnerships with Prudential, Home Depot, Sanofi Pharmaceuticals. These are folks that have donated to our program to say, hey, you know what, you guys are doing a good job, and we want to continue to help you, sustain in the long run. So everything counts. So even on our website, as Great Cloud can see, we have a donate button, and we take anything from $1 on up to $1 million, right? Because everything counts in terms of us sustaining. And quite frankly, the donations are going towards our employees that work. We don't have volunteers. Everyone that works for Vets4Warriors is a paid employee for Rutgers University, and we take our business very seriously.
And you guys are 501c3 IC?
That's correct. Yep. That's correct.
So I was kind of stalking your guys' Facebook page a little bit earlier, and I noticed that you have some upcoming events.
Yes.
Specifically one this weekend.
Yes, that's right. On Sunday, we have a 5K. This is our first, I guess, inaugural event, if you want to say that. And just to really backtrack, right? Being under, we're thankful for how we started, right, with the National Guard and DOD. But being under those type of umbrellas comes, handcuffs. I'm going to be honest with you, right? You can only do certain things. So now that we don't have any more handcuffs, for lack of a better term, I know this is tied up Tuesdays, but no more handcuffs, right? We're able to do good things. We're able to think outside the box, quite frankly, and really do things that we can reach out and help. One of my battle buddies, Matt, that's listening to the program right now, when I told him that we're coming on here, he was like, this is good right? This is good stuff, because we're supposed to be in these type of mediums, and he's absolutely correct, right? So he was excited that we're going to be on, and we're excited that we're on. But the 5K that's coming up on Sunday, it's great. So it's going to be at Rutgers Stadium, and we have a lot of folks that signed up, to it, and we're just going to go out, walk for a good cause, and all donations proceeds, again, is going to help our military community directly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So is this going to be an annual thing for you guys, or what?
Well, we'll see, right? We'll definitely see how it comes along. We want to try everything. We want to try events at restaurants, 5K. We actually, about middle, maybe end of October, we're going through a rebranding, actually. So if you look at the website, you'll see our old logo, which is the globe, and then we have a new logo with the stars on there. And so we're coming out with a new website, new branding, new logo, all that good stuff. So we're going to be doing a launch party and things of that nature. So we're just going to be trying any and everything now that we can to, number one, have people find out about our program, right? And then number two, most importantly, make sure that folks can reach out for help anytime they need it.
So I want. So you personally, have you helped? What is your most memorable experience from working with Vets4Warriors? who is some, or like what story has really struck home with you?
Wow. It's a lot of stories. So the one story that I always like to talk about, and it's nothing, in terms of an emergent call or anything like that, but just to show you the type of spotlight that we received. This was like my, I don't know, first week on the job. So I'm brand new, I'm fresh, right? I'm at the call center, and it just so happened this day that it was a senator. I can't even tell you his name at this point. No, I'm sorry, it's a congressman, and his staff were coming through to do a tour of the call center. So okay, great, no pressure, right? So just so happens my phone rings. This is my very first call for the call center. I pick it up, and this gentleman actually just wanted to help find some solutions. He was playing music, guitar, if I remember right. But he was having challenges trying to figure out how to navigate with his neighbors downstairs, and they were complaining on him. But this is his way of relaxing, right? Some music therapy for him.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out how to help, right? And I think I asked him his address, drove down to his zip code, and found out the name of a Sam Ash, I think it was at that point. That was close. I said, hey, look, you know what? I can call them, see if they have hours that you can go in there and probably, play or whatever, right? Is there a quiet room or something that you can do there? But as I'm pulling up the information, with the clinician there with me, the congressman walks by and looks at me and looks at the screen and is like, Sam Ash, what are you looking at? And I'm like, sir, well, let me just try to explain to you what I'm doing here. So it was a little awkward that this congressman is coming by looking at what we're doing, helping soldiers, and I have Sam Ash up on my screen. It was the weirdest thing. So I had to explain to him, what was going on and how I was trying to help this soldier. So yeah, it's one of those things where we get calls from A to Z. Again, we do get emergent calls. And we just try to do the best we can with them.
That's awesome. Great Cloud, you're up. Tag in.
Again, so more of Minx kind of stole my question, so I'm trying to come up with another one. If there's one thing you want the WTF Nation to take away from Vets4Warriors, if there's one thing you really want them to sink into them tonight, what would that message be?
Well, we're the real deal, right? Like I said, everyone that works at our call center at headquarters, we've been there. We've done that, right? We've had folks that experience some serious things while overseas, and then we have folks that literally just been promoted to second lieutenant, right? So we have the full range of gambit. And all the branches. So it's not like if you need help, there's nowhere you can call and identify with someone that can kind of relate to what you're doing and really has a vested interest in your safety and your well-being. I mean, when I first started this program in 2011, I before then I was working in the private sector for logistics, and when I found out that I can actually work for Rutgers and help veterans and get paid for it on top of it, I was like, oh man, sign me up, right? But then it became more than that. It became, my mission to do more for my vets, because the story is you can literally be on a phone call with someone, again, just helping them find a VSO, for example, or something like that. And then your next call would be an emergent call. I mean, you go through an emotional roller coaster sometimes. But for the nation listening, we're the real deal. We're 24/7. You can call us, again, at 855-838-8255. Or chat with us online, but I guarantee you that you're going to find or receive some type of solutions that you're looking for. And if not, let us know. Let me know. Say, hey, Lloyd, I called the hotline and it wasn't working, and I want to file a complaint. We want to hear that too, because that's the only way we're going to get better.
Awesome. So I got a follow-up question, because you said something about all different branches and all different ranks. Do you guys ever do a matching situation? Like if an individual were to reach out to you guys, do you try to find somebody similar branch, rank, situation, and try to get them paired up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ideally, that's the best way, right? So we practice what's called reciprocal peer support. There are 4 tasks in that. And the first task in reciprocal peer support is connection, right? We want that connection to be so solid that there's no wiggle room. So if someone's calling, to answer your question, Great Cloud, Marines, I have a Marine listening right now. So I had a call. He called me. He was a Marine. And I was like, hey, how can I help you? He said, are you a Marine? I was like, no. He's like, well, I want to talk to him. I was like, okay, no problem. I'll sign one up right now and get one too. So, I actually transferred the call over. And it's one of those things where, I don't take a disrespect to it, but I understand, Marines want to speak to Marines and airmen and so on and so forth. So we try to do our best job to have on shift, each shift, someone from a different branch. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, right? Because it just doesn't work that way with scheduling and things of that nature. But if a Marine calls again, for example, and they want to speak to another Marine and they're not on a shift, we'll make sure that when a Marine comes in, they'll call them back ASAP.
That's awesome. And it's funny that you say the Marines because, yes, I know a couple battles of mine that are Marines.
Right.
But yeah, no,
yeah, I'm laughing because it's every day for us. We go at it with each other, which is a great work environment, but it's good. It's healthy.
Oh yeah. Right? If you can't make fun of each other, like who else can we make fun of?
Exactly. Thank you.
Like you like everyone knows Marines eat crayons. Like it's true. I've even offered some to my brothers because two of my older brothers are Marines or are former Marines, and I normally offer them crayons every so often. I'm like, here, you want a snack?
Well, I'm surprised. My colleague Brian is not chatting in right now. So I know he's listening. he's a Marine, so I'm sure I'm gonna get an earful tomorrow about this one.
Worth it though.
No, just kidding.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
also too for the nation, we're available in all of our social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube. We're pretty much on everything that's moving, and we're going to be coming out with Snapchat shortly. And again, our premise is we want to make sure that there's no medium, no platform, no communication out there that we cannot be on where you cannot reach us. There's no reason why you can't contact us. That's just the bottom line, right? And again, we're not the end-all and be-all, but we want to make sure that when it comes to finding solutions, we're kind of number one on your Rolodex or number one in your phone.
Oh, that's awesome. I definitely see you guys getting there, though.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
Just with how much you have to offer, spanning from, like you say, from A to Z, like, you guys offer so much help for everyone associated with any sort of, like, service, whether that be active duty, veteran, reserve, guard, to their family members.
Right, and we call it personalized services because it's just that, because I could literally get off a phone call and the next call would be something totally different. I mean, granted, we do get the consistent, topics like financial, right, or, relationship issues. But we're literally, A to Z. That's the best way I can describe it, because everyone has a different challenge or something different that they need to get through or they need support with. And so we try to be, as creative and as innovative as possible to help them find a solution. Yeah. Yeah. And it's real talk, right? In terms of you're not going to get, sugar-coated on the phone. If we feel that you're not being honest, we're gonna call you out. Look, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everyone is secure and everyone is getting help, right? And vets know vets, or service members know service members the best, right? So that's why we think we're going to be very successful in this space. And second of all, thank you guys so much for finding us, right? It's one of those things where I say to my my director, retired Major General Mark Graham, that activity breeds activities. So as we're out there in social media, as we're out there at different events across the country, we're thankful for folks such as yourself, such as the nation, that kind of identifies us and want to reach out and help spread the word to their viewers and listeners. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay. Well, we look forward to hopefully continuing the conversation. Like I said, I have all the battle buddies at the call center that I probably would love to get on next time. If there's a next time, we hope so. And to help spread the word. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yes. All right, thank you.
It is that a hero needs saving, how he needs that support to keep his roof from caving, holding tight on that 45 as a tear drops from his eye. Picturing his mom is all that's kept him alive, cause he's buried his friends and he's buried his thoughts. Suppress these demons inside until his stomach's in knots. I see you on your knees, so please let me give you help, pick you up.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Tuesday with myself, Meeks, and Grey Cloud, who's not here because, you know, interwebs and technology, and this really should be like Fucked Up Tech Tuesday instead of Tied Up Tuesday.
It's a great new name we could come up with.
I know, right?
Love it.
Fucked Up Tech Tuesday. Because why not, right? Why not?
was a really great interview with.
I know. Such
guys.
a great organization. And I realized that I was muted as I was ending it and as we were going into break. And I'm really sorry about that. So I believe what I had said was something along the lines of, you guys, this is a great organization and you should really check them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their site. Check them out.
Go to their website, go to their Facebook page, check them out. Vets4Warriors.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I keep
So yeah,
I
it's
keep
been a
messing
good 2
up.
hours and a fast 2 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? I know. God, normally time with you, like, it just drags by.
Wow. Wow. It's
I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
couldn't resist. Like, it was set up for me, and I was like the fucking Kool-Aid man, right? And I had to bust through and be like, oh yeah.
So Nation, there might be a radio host out there if you guys are looking for somebody, because apparently I'm not appreciated on this page.
Aw, don't be like that.
I still heart you.
Yay. So
yeah. So
I wanted to, I know, Heath, we're back again. I think it was you who said we're back like scoliosis. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Dude, my sister had scoliosis, but like not to the degree where she needed to have like surgery or a back brace. She just had really bad posture. But yeah, I don't know. Weird,
Okay.
right? So I really wanted to touch on something that I saw earlier today, or I should say earlier this evening, because, you know, again, I worked a 12-hour shift today, so I got home and I was like, oh, I gotta find stuff to talk about. Right? You know, I gotta get ready for my show. And something that really caught my eye is that the FBI has cited a new domestic terror threat / group. And that being, quote, Black identity extremists who have stepped up attacks on police, according to an explosive new report by the FBI's Counterterrorism Division.
I saw this article this morning, actually.
Yes, interesting. So the warning, first reported by Foreign Policy magazine, says that, quote, it is very likely BIEs, or Black Identity Extremists, proactively target police and openly identify and justify their actions with social political agendas that commensurate with their perceived injustice against African Americans. Now, yeah. So, and it goes on about, you know, after this whole thing started with Michael Brown. And for those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know what the fuck has happened, Michael Brown was shot in 2014 in Ferguson, Missouri. And subsequently, that neighborhood has burned in many, many riots protests.
I think you were right with the first word.
They're protests. You know, he didn't do nothing. Right. But it's just, so this whole thing, right? It goes on to quote, it says, it is very likely that Black identity extremists perceptions of unjust treatment of African Americans and the perceived unchallenged illegitimate actions of law enforcement will inspire premeditated attacks against law enforcement over the next year. It is very likely additional controversial police shootings of African Americans and the associated legal proceedings will continue to serve as drivers for violence against law enforcement. Attacks in which police officers are targeted have been on the rise in recent years. The most high-profile such incident occurred last year in Dallas when a gunman named Micah Johnson hid in a parking garage and fired on 11 police officers, killing 5 of them during a peaceful protest against officer-involved shootings. Now, let's all remember, the Black Lives Matter march in Dallas was completely peaceful until those shots started. And those cops were there protecting the rights of those people to hold a peaceful protest and a march or whatever. And then those cops that were there protecting these Black Lives Matter protesters were fired upon, and 5 of them died. I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but I remember. You remember? I remember. And so Micah Johnson, right? He did this. So the FBI report noted that Johnson referred to anger over police shootings and towards whites as what drove him to kill the 5 police officers. But others say the FBI is correctly sounding alarm with serious trend. It's not racial profiling, it's violence profiling. Scott Walter, president of Capital Research Center, a conservative think tank, told Fox News, identity politics can kill, whether it's white identity politics, which killed in Charlottesville, or black identity politics, which kill cops. We have to be able to distinguish between free speech and violence, Walter said. Many longtime black activist groups were not obsessed with violence. Randy Sutton, a former Las Vegas law enforcement official who now is the national spokesman for Blue Lives Matter, told Fox News that the FBI report makes official what he and others in police work have been observing in recent years. He's quoted as saying, "Nobody is saying anything negative about protest. Protesting is everyone's right. This is about committing acts of violence. Many Black Lives Matter protests call for violence against police, with chants like, 'What do we want?' and 'dead cops' as the answer. It's terrorism, and it's no different than Islamic terrorism." Sutton said on the rising number of ambush attacks on police has had a chilling effect on how they do their jobs. Police are not being as aggressive because of the political climate, he said. There has been a dramatic decrease in proactive policing.
So it gets me that everyone wants to turn this about being watched or whatever. And it's not. They're not targeting the groups. They're looking for individual behaviors. So they're profiling the violence tendencies of those individuals. Mm-hmm. They're not looking at the group themselves, and it kills me, right? They want to go back. Oh, this is like just like the FBI in the past. No, that's not what they're after. They're after to keep the violent acts from happening before they happen, because that's how you keep the society safe. That's how this newfangled thing called intelligence works.
What?
You have information, and you have information that is credible, and then you go after those individuals that information is about. That's how it works, right? So you are getting ahead of the situation before the situation happens.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that it's racial profiling or they're tracking these individuals like the NAACP or Black Lives Matters, no, they are targeting the behavior that could lead to loss of life. Therefore, they're being proactive in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? It's frustrating, isn't it?
It's extremely frustrating because you go back to the Dallas incident, like you said, that Dallas protest was extremely peaceful until the shots rang out. And then once the shots rang out, all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Cause so eloquently put in the mixer chat, judiciously taken out by a robot. And he was.
He was. Good. Like it's a slippery slope, you know, because they're protesting again this oppression from cops, which and I understand. I understand not all cops are good. I get that. I understand that. I understand that some cops do racially profile. That's not all cops, but there is the small percentage, the small minority of cops do. Some do. But this whole narrative that they are singling out one race over the other, or that all cops are singling out one race over the other, it's simply not true. And how people are getting so heated in this to the point where they're ambushing police officers and they don't even care what race the cop is. If they've got a badge, they're free game.
Right. And that's what it's coming to. I mean, you know, it's literally getting to that situation where cops are, and they said it, cops are not being proactive. They're not wanting to be aggressive policing. So do you want to be in that kind of situation? Do you want to live in that kind of neighborhood where you don't know if the police are actually going to respond or be patrolling like they should be?
And like that's what's fucking mind-boggling. And it is that in a lot of these lower income neighborhoods where crime is fucking rampant, they're the neighborhoods who, if the cops don't show up, they're going to be out there wondering, what's going on? How come you guys aren't here helping to protect us? Why aren't you doing your job? But yet when they do their fucking job, they're getting fucking assassinated. Because there is no other word for it. Like, cops are now being assassinated by people when all they're doing is out on patrol. You know, or they're sitting there eating fucking dinner in their squad car, just trying to get some sort of break in their shift. Someone comes up to them, taps on the window, they roll the window down, pop, pop. And like, this is ridiculous.
So there's two comments in Facebook Live I'm going to hit real quick. The first one's from Manuel. I guess I wouldn't know how cops act. Don't really commit crimes.
Right? High five, dude.
If you don't commit crimes, you won't interact with the police.
Right? I mean, maybe.
The second one is from JD Carter. As an officer, I'll read his comment verbatim. As an officer of 11 years, I've seen the inactive police work happening because of the tension happening nowadays. Is just not because of race, but just the fact that of doing the job, even if it's done correctly, they are being labeled as racist or a bad cop. Officers don't want to be plastered on the media because it will ruin their career, and if they do it, even if they do it correctly. Now, let's touch on that one. And that's a good point. Even if they are doing it correctly, even if they are within the right, okay, because of the 24-hour news cycle that we now have, because of everybody's a reporter with their fucking iPhone, their Android phone, whatever it is, and they have access to social media, nobody gets their day in court anymore because the social justice warrior thinks they're doing what's fucking right and plastering that shit on Facebook and YouTube and all this other fucking garbage, where that individual, that upholder of the law, is judged not by a jury of his peers, not by 12 individuals, and then presided over by a judge in our justice system. No, they are tried on fucking Facebook and YouTube, and their employers make decisions based on that. What the fuck are we coming to as a society where that's how we act? If we do not have faith in our justice system, or we don't want to have faith to make it better, why the fuck even have the justice system at that point? Seriously.
I mean, how to put this? Most of the time these fucking videos that come up on social media catch the last part of the encounter between the police officer and whoever it is who is getting the beat down. Because let's face it, most of these videos are of cops beating somebody. And unless the officer is wearing a body cam that shows the whole story up until the point of the video that gets on social media, it's nothing but a he said, she said type thing, which then turns into people citing on the person receiving the ass whooping, which they probably deserve. Like, let's be honest. Like, 9 times out of 10, a cop's not just going to come up to you and start whooping your ass. Like, it's not going to happen.
Usually not, no.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the right thing because you're a decent human being, cops aren't just going to come up to you and be like, oh, hey, I see you're just walking along the sidewalk. I'm frustrated, so I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Like, it doesn't happen that way.
Usually not, no.
Again, 9.9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen that way. I understand every so often, I understand there is that exception to the rule. I get that. But we can't constantly jump against the men and women who have sworn to uphold our laws and who have sworn to protect our communities and ourselves. We can't fucking automatically call them guilty because we caught a fucking 4-minute clip of a 20-minute incident. And the 4 minutes that we caught were in the very end, and we have no idea what led up to this point, to where this kid is now getting his ass beat by some cops. And because to me, I'm going to be like, oh, he probably fucking deserved it. He was probably acting like an asshole, in which case, fucking good on the cops. Hell yeah, beat him harder. Like, knock some goddamn sense into him.
That's not how it works anymore. Not with the social justice warriors.
Of course not.
That video, that 4 minutes that you see out of that 20 minutes, you see that 20% glimpse, right? And it'll spread. It spreads like it goes viral. We'll use that term. It goes viral. And by the time that the investigation's concluded, right, And by the time that it actually goes to trial in the justice system, right, to be tried by a jury of your peers, to be adjudicated by a judge,
right, a non-biased jury of your peers.
That's good luck.
Is the hard part now. That's the hard part nowadays.
So, again, it goes back to, if we don't want to have faith in our justice system, right? If we don't want to have faith in the American judicial process, then what the hell are we doing, right? FYI, you vote your fucking judges in, guys. Every time you come up on a ballot, every time you go to an election, there's judges up to be voted in.
Right.
The people vote in the judges. In case you weren't aware, you vote them in.
You're going to start ranting again.
It's fucking bullshit that, justice, social justice, bull fucking shit. We have a judicial system for a reason. If you don't want to believe in it, go somewhere else. Fucking pack your bags, buy a ticket, and fucking go somewhere else.
I wish you guys could see him ranting.
Innocent until proven fucking guilty. That's the way the United States judicial system works.
Yeah.
Period.
Allie in Facebook Live says, it sucks when you live in a bad neighborhood. A few years ago, she had an intruder in her home trying to come up the stairs. It took half an hour for any response. She was literally throwing chairs down the stairs at the guy until he gave up and left. She is now armed as a result. Fuck yeah, girl. Exercise your Second Amendment.
Well,
but the fact that you called the cops and you're like, hey, I've got someone, like a home intruder, help me. The fact that simply because of the neighborhood that you're in and how it's deemed a bad neighborhood, I guarantee you all the cops fucking were passing it off to each other and being like, no, I fucking went there last night. Like, someone else needs to go. I'm not going there. You know, and like I've done a ride along. One of my older brothers who got out of the Marine Corps, right? He was part of the capture of Baghdad this last time that we invaded Iraq. Part of the capture of Baghdad. Like, when we were watching Shock and Awe on TV and we were like, oh, explosions everywhere. Like, my fucking brother was doing that. Like, he was in there. He was boots on ground. Like, he was doing that. Came home, not a scratch, right? Became a cop. And I did a ride along with him. And there were some neighborhoods where he was like, you're with me, so we're not going there. And I was like, wait, what? You know, and it's like, but you're like, we're right there and you've got a call there. Like, I'll be fine in the squad car. It's fine. There's weapons here next to me. I'm good. I know how to use both of them. And he was like, he's like, we're not going there. And it's sad how cops are now, especially nowadays, are having to react like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's just, because they take the same oath that we've all taken. You know, theirs is worded differently, but they still take an oath to serve and protect their communities and to uphold the laws of the country and of their community. And it's getting to the point where they are no longer able to do their job without being heavily scrutinized, you know? Like, imagine if it was one of us, like, just fucking going about doing our fucking job and, you know, you turn the corner and all of a sudden everyone has their fucking phone up on you, recording every little thing that you do, waiting for you to fuck up. Mm-hmm. And then no matter how small of a slip up that it is, if you do fuck up or if they perceive you, it's not even the fact that you have to mess up. It's if they perceive you of messing up and not doing your job correctly enough, you're blasted over social media and therefore your career is now gone.
Right. again, the social justice warrior supposedly wins out the day because of what they're able to do and accomplish. Again, not wanting to let the judicial process go forward like it's supposed to and make it happen. No,
Right.
they want to fucking be the better person. Oh, I got the first dibs on this fucking link and all this other fucking garbage. I have the first video. I have the exclusive rights. What the fuck ever. Now, we'll continue with this, right? Because the 24 hours news cycle has enabled this so much more now that it's hard to get ahead of any story. It's hard to get the full truth out there. Right? There's three sides to every story. There's your side, my side, and the truth.
And the truth is somewhere in there.
It's somewhere in there. And you know what? Nobody ever wants to wait for that piece.
No.
Now, while we're capitalizing on the 24-hour news cycle, Trump got $1 billion worth of free airtime.
This is true. He did. Like all the tweets that he sends out. Dude.
So you want to talk about somebody who knows how to use the news cycle to his advantage?
Yeah.
It's the POTUS.
It's true. All he's got to do is fucking send out and tweet and be like, I think the sky is green. And
holy shit, the world comes to a halt because they want to know what he's talking about. But it goes back to that whole thing that we're talking about, the 24-hour news cycle. It doesn't end. So it doesn't matter if you are in the right, like we were talking about for the cops.
Yeah.
An alley situation. It doesn't matter what the real story is. It doesn't matter who's got what video. That 20% clip that's out there based on a 20-minute event, and you see 4 minutes of it. Because of the way the news cycle works, because of the way social media works now, once it's out there, that one snippet, it is hard to correct it. It's even harder to get news stations to correct it, to go against what they believed in. I.e., let's go back to Espen.
Espen.
Only when it started fucking with their bottom line did they want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it messes with the money, now it's a different story.
Right? Gotta change it. Gotta change it.
Money. Gotta protect my monies.
I mean, yeah. So real quick. Allie, hold on really quick. Hi, Dale. Nice to see you again. And Max apparently was there, boots on ground during shock and awe in 2003 too. What's up, dude? You probably might have seen my brother. Who knows? But Allie says, on one hand, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? Now I've learned that it's my responsibility to be able to protect myself and my home and my family and no one else's. And then JD Carter comments again, Allie, sometimes the call volume is so high for agencies that it would take that long to respond. And apparently a real call that he's witnessed he was called to a house because the neighbor's chickens were trespassing on their property.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like stupid shit. Oh, Waffle House. Yes. Okay, go.
Brothel house.
Oh, that's right. The brothel house.
The brothel house I had.
Yes.
So that HOA where the brothel house was, no shit. I sat on a discussion where people in the neighborhood wanted to start to enforce what was known as pet trespassing. I.e., if you were walking your dogs or your pets or whatever it is, and they were to come within, they were to break a 7-foot perimeter of your property, you could have them cited for trespassing.
So would that include the sidewalk?
And that's the question I posed to them. I said, does that include the sidewalk? Because where does the property line end?
Right? Yes.
And they could not give me an answer.
I mean, because you can't walk in the street because, again, that's going to impede traffic. And that's not safe. And that is not a pedestrian zone.
So the HOA said, "Oh, we'll have to look into that." We'll see it. Because it's all townhomes. So
they're like all on top of each other.
So where's your property line really end?
Right? Ooh.
So technically it ends at your garage door. Because technically the HOA is supposed to take care of the driveway.
Oh.
In theory. In theory, you only own inside your walls.
Oh.
So.
Freaking. Christopher, in my state, if livestock trespasses, it's now your livestock.
And that's why you have the bar brand. So you can go change their brand. Just saying. But no, I mean, it goes, yeah. So, and then I saw, was it Max? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they can serve that lifetime term until they retire, but judges are elected officials and can be recalled by the public that voted them in. i.e., pull their asses out of there. And we're not going to rant about that anymore tonight. Because.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You've only ranted about it, the last couple weeks now.
Well, it keeps getting brought up. We talked about this in the first hour. It keeps getting brought up. And I don't want to rant about it.
Don't you get snippy with me?
Listen here, you.
Hey, I have buttons. I can mute the shit out of you.
Well, apparently you can mute both of us. According to the chat I've seen.
Yeah, I know, right? Shit.
But I have a feel good. Story to
okay, go.
All right. So y'all are tracking. Everybody's aware of what happened in Vegas, right? And there's a lot of tragedy and there's a lot of feel goods. Okay, this is a feel good, guys, about the Vegas thing. Gilbert, Arizona. B5 Motors in Gilbert is giving away a free truck to a veteran who saved dozens of lives during the terrifying Las Vegas shooting last Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Marine veteran Taylor Winston is being hailed a hero after saving dozens of lives during the mass shooting when he stole a truck and transported critically injured victims to the hospital. Shane Buse, owner of B5 Motors in Gilbert, was overcome by the heartbreaking stories coming out of Vegas following the shooting. The team was particularly impressed with the veteran and his rescue efforts. On October 4th, B5 Motors reached out through social media asking for the public's help to find Winston. Later that day, B5 Motors and Winston were in contact. B5 Motors offered Winston a brand new Ford F-150 to honor him and express appreciation for his bravery, courage, and American spirit. Winston picked up the truck Monday.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, so I want to capitalize on this really quick. He got a brand new Ford F-150, right?
Oh, so jealous. Sorry, I'm a Ford girl. So.
But he stole a Chevy. How does GM not capitalize on this?
Right? Good point. Either Chevy or GM.
How he steals a Chevy, and yet he's the B5 guy. Now, I'm not taking anything away from him or B5 Motors for what they're doing. I'm just want to call out Chevy and GM for not capitalizing on a situation that easily wrote its own scenario that you reward him with a brand new Chevy. I mean, obviously that's the truck he stole for reasons, because of its convenience and whatever. I've read the story, but again, you are Chevy and or the GM parent. How do you not capitalize on that part of it? Seriously. But no, it's a really good feel good story. Winston says he plans on selling his current vehicle and will donate the proceeds to the Vegas victims.
Aww.
So he's going to sell his current vehicle and whatever money he makes from selling that current vehicle, because B5 was awesome and gave him a brand new truck. He's going to donate whatever he makes on his current vehicle to the victims' funds. That's really, look at it. That story gets better and better.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
So there's our feel good story. One of our other feel good stories.
So speaking of Vegas, I saw something that kind of irked me. But then at the same time, I was kind of like, I could see this happening because he seems like he would be that much of a douchebag. And no, I'm not talking about that Dan Blizzarian dude. Blizzardian, right? Is that how you say his last name? Blizzardian.
Blizzard. I don't know, some shit.
Or I'm trying to think of like, a fucking like Dan the Pokemon. His last name sounds like it looks like a Pokemon's name, like Blizzariad or something. I don't know. Anyways, we're not talking about him. I'm talking about Jason Aldean, who is the performer, and I'm a country girl, right? I love country music. But I can't stand Jason Aldean. Simply because, one, I like his older stuff, but this new shit is just... Two, if he doesn't have like an auto-tune mic, he sounds terrible live. Just throwing that out there. And then three, so he was the one who was performing when the shooting was happening, right? Mm-hmm. And apparently Vegas had a concert, like a victims memorial concert or whatnot, and on Saturday or whenever this last week. And he was asked to perform there since, he was fucking performing when it all happened. He said no and instead went on Saturday Night Live. Because reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So... you're kind of like a douchebag in my eyes right now.
Yeah.
Bro country. Oh, God, I fucking hate bro country.
Is that like bronies?
It's probably gayer than bronies.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, I mean, think about it. So it's bro country. So you've got Luke Bryan, who I get, like, sure, he wears tight jeans so you see his butt, so you're like, hey, this is nice. But then
not all of us think that, I'm sure.
I mean, to each their own. But then you have Florida Georgia Line, and I can't fucking stand that group.
What? Come on.
I can't stand it. I can't. Oh my God. Their fucking hair. Like, the one used to have, like, long hair, and, like, he never washed it. And I was just like, someone needs to teach you about shampoo. And then the other had, like, that gross goatee thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they've decided to switch looks because the one who had the short hair now has the gross long hair. And the one who had the gross long hair now has short hair. Either way, they both dress like fucking... I can't say it because mixer. They dress like Baggots. Who rhymes, in the word I'm trying to use, rhymes with Baggots, but it starts with an F.
It's a cigarette in France.
Yes. And so, and just like I've seen them perform live too, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck am I watching right now? Because I was so confused. Like, and the one, he thinks he's so... Oh, God, I just kind of gagged. Sorry. Like, he thinks he's so cool and, like, such, like, the ladies' man and just, like, this hot dude. And I'm just like, no. No. Stop.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
There's some good information coming in.
Oh
yeah. Let's see here. What we got? JD in the Facebook live chat. Did anyone ever figure out why that Dan guy even asked for the officer's rifle?
Oh.
He'd really think that would happen. I would be very interesting to find out. Has that been brought up? But,
right.
yeah.
I know we've been talking about it the last couple days. This Dan Blizzardin.
It's like you're intentionally trying to slaughter it.
No, I'm not. It's that's his name, right? But yeah, no. Apparently, he thought it would be a good idea, or that I think he honestly expected the officers to be like, "Oh yeah, man, here's my fucking weapon, like my duty weapon. Go shoot somebody." Because he's fucking retarded, obviously. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, people with Down syndrome. Like, not to make light of people with Down syndrome, but people with Down syndrome have more sense than Dan Blizzard. And last I checked, he does not have an extra chromosome. So, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. Max, you want me to come cruise with you? That depends. Do you know how to dance? Because then I'm sure I can work something out with you.
So my only other question about this whole thing.
You're good, JD. No worries. Sorry, keep going.
No. So Ali says that it was discussed on Saturday, and I did not listen to Saturday's show. That it was discussed on Saturday. So here's my question, though, is during all that chaos of what was going on, and JD had a good point, you don't know where the threat is coming from, right? So do you really think having a weapon at that point really makes a difference? Because you have no target identified and you have nowhere to return fire to. Right?
Yeah.
So you are useless whether you have a weapon or not at that point. Because unless you can positively identify the enemy, PID, you're not going to engage anybody because you're not going to put you're not going to put innocent lives in danger without having a target.
Right.
So I kind of have to agree with, JD, is that why the hell would you even ask for a weapon in that situation?
Right.
You don't have a target. You don't have an enemy. You can't fucking do shit at that point.
Yeah. And JD says he thinks that the Dan Blitzen was trying to look. I mean, he's furry enough for one. At least, I don't know. Apparently, he tried to look for a weapon through an officer's vehicle. And he says, isn't that the easiest way to get shot by an officer? But he's not sure if that's true. But yeah, no, you would think, hey, look, there's a squad car. Let me try and break in there and get the weapon out of there. Do you want to be shot? Because that's how you get shot.
So I got a PM from somebody.
Oh.
But everybody knows as soon as you get a weapon, it auto targets, like in first-person shooter games. First-person shooter games.
That's exactly what it is. He's like, I kick ass at Call of Duty. I'm going to be awesome here.
They all know it's GTA that kicks ass.
GTA. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so bad at Call of Duty. Especially if I haven't played in a long time. I'm that asshole that just spins around in circles, screaming into the headset ah! As I fire my weapon. I die a lot. And there's a lot of team kills. And I'm sorry. But then, I have to, you don't understand. I have to I have to work on it for a long time. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this is so much, okay, this is better. Like real life, I was not that soldier in real life who's like got a weapon and I was like, ah! It didn't happen in real life.
Oh, okay. So why we're got a story about a deployment.
Oh, yes. Okay, go.
So we're getting ready to. So we're in the Kuwait, and this has been OAF 3-4-ish time frame. So we're doing the training to push across the berm, right? So we're doing all this, the convoy training, all this other garbage. And we have this lieutenant who is fixating on taking notes in her green book about God only knows what, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's sitting in the truck. She refused to get out of the truck. And she literally tossed her magazine to us, saying, "Oh, here you go. I'm not getting out of the truck to engage."
Because she was busy writing into her little green book.
Yes, she was taking notes or some shit, like it was a journal log or something. She literally tossed us.
Dear diary. Today, I was in a firefight. Well, I wasn't, but my team was, and I left them my magazine, and I gave them all my rounds, so I could sit here and write to you.
Oh my God.
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Oh my God, it was terrible. She literally tossed us her magazines.
Oh my God.
And then to make it worse, when we're actually rolling across, because that's what we did back then, is we rolled across the berm and stuff. She was on the radio fucking constantly. Holy shit.
Why? For what?
I've never heard so much fucking radio traffic ever.
Over what?
Calling things out. I was like, wow.
Calling things out?
Yes. So
there's a camel over there.
What could be or could not be construed as a threat, supposedly.
Oh.
Oh
my God.
Got next.
Right? Ma'am, I need you to put the goddamn radio down.
Oh,
put
no, it was
down.
It was CO2 Lieutenant.
Good.
It was glorious.
Did you record it?
No, that we didn't have that kind of shit back then. This was, OIF 3-4-ish.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right? We still had Nokia flip phones and shit. The Razor!
When you talk about flip phone, I had the Nokia little 8260 or whatever the hell it was.
Hell yeah, those things are indestructible. You could run over that bitch with a tank and survive.
Oh my God, fuck. That was a good memory. Holy Lord.
Ugh. So Thomas, no, I have not heard of that game. What is it? Wolfenstein 2? Have not heard of it. However, I have heard of Assassin's Creed because I am an assassin. Just when I play the game though, not in real life. I'm way too clumsy and loud. But I have pre-ordered the new Assassin's Creed game, and I'm so excited for it because it's taking place in ancient Egypt, during the time when they're building the pyramid. Oh, I'm so excited! Apparently, you battle some of the gods, like Anubis and stuff. Oh, can't wait! Sorry.
I'm excited about the Assassin's Creed movie too.
The Assassin's Creed movie? They already made one. What are you talking about? The Assassin's Creed movie?
Is the movie already out? I'm sorry, I've not been.
The movie's already out. What are you?
Is it really?
Yeah, dude, that came out last year. Where the fuck have you been?
Lord only knows where I've been on movies.
Allison, the new Assassin's Creed game comes out this month, actually. later on this month. I want to say the 27th. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's when it comes out. I don't know. I fucking pre-ordered that shit like back in April when they like first announced that. They're like, oh, new Assassin's Creed coming out. I was like, oh, bye. JD Carter. So y'all have that problem also. Someone who gives a life story on the radio and you scream at it saying, shut the fuck up. We have those in law enforcement. Oh, good to know.
That's awesome.
Fucking Richard Burroughs. This might be out of left field, but being loud can be taken a number of different ways, Minx. Oh, okay. So speaking of, so sorry. Conversation from work today.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it was so good. Like, I started dying. So what is one thing as a man that if a woman starts screaming at you, like say you guys are fucking, right? If she, right? So she can say things like, you know, harder. Like she can scream that out and, you know, you're able to fucking do that. She can scream out faster. And again, you're able to really pump that piston and really dive into her like a goddamn sewing machine, right? Like a dee, right? Get it, girl. Apparently though, one of the guys that I work with, he knows a guy who was with a chick and she starts screaming out like repeatedly deeper and is yelling at him like, you know, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And he ended up apparently like, so this random dude who I've never met, but now his story is all over the interwebs. You're welcome. He apparently stopped everything and he's like, hold up. I can go harder, I can go faster. But there's only so much length that I'm working with and I'm giving you everything that I've got. So not that word. Like scream out any other word, just not deeper. And I started laughing so hard. I was like, oh, it's true though. Like you can't just magically grow extra inches if she's yelling out deeper. Aim for the walls, dude. I don't know.
God. Terrible.
Aw, Allison loves my work conversations.
Yeah, they do get interesting to say the least.
They do. Today also we were also quoting Dumb and Dumber because who doesn't fucking love that movie? Like the original Dumb and Dumber. Like, you know, thought these Rocky Mountains would be a lot rockier than this. Yeah, that John Denver's full of shit, man. Our pets' heads are falling off. It was great. It was a great day at work.
Apparently so.
It was because like all of us were getting in on this fucking conversation of nothing but quotes from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my God. Terrible.
It was so true though. Right? Like, so you know, like the opening fucking 5 minutes when he's driving Mary to the fucking airport and he drops her off and he's looking at her and he reaches out his arm and he's like, goodbye, my love. And then he crashes his limo. I think my rep almost pissed himself when I did that. Worth it. It's totally worth it. I know that was really loud. Sorry, you guys.
Wow.
So, aw, thanks, Michael. I think. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's like, okay, so last week I told my orthopedic doctor, when I go up to someone and I'm like, oh, you're so pretty. It's normally me being nicely telling them you're fucking retarded, right? You're an idiot. Good thing you're attractive, like, because you have nothing else going for you.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's what Michael's doing to me or not, which is why I was like, thanks, I think. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
But going up to me and going up to someone and being like, "Oh, you're so pretty," is my version of "Oh, bless your heart."
Bless your heart.
Which everyone knows. If someone says that to you in the South, they're calling you a dumbass. Everyone knows this.
And on that note,
housekeeping. Housekeeping.
All right, Nation. As you know, we have a show every night from 20 to 2300 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, and 20 to 2200 on Saturdays and Sundays. Tonight is Tied Up Tuesdays with Minx and Great Cloud. Tomorrow,
Hi.
WTF Wednesdays with Jim Beam. And tomorrow, not tomorrow. Nope. And then Thursday is Sergeant's Time with Ice, Doc Madness, and Mike Golf. Fridays is Friday Night Freedom with Minx and Mud Puppy. And you have a guest this Friday.
I do. And it's Friday the 13th.
Yes, unfortunately, Friday the 13th. It's Janelle. Well, I'm going to slaughter this. Gnesht, assistant to executive director from Forgotten Soldiers Outreach. In October 2003, Forgotten Soldiers Outreach was born to help send that little bit of home to our troops. Service members were provided with much needed care items as well as letters of encouragement. Over the years, Forgotten Soldiers Outreach has become a nationally recognized organization receiving support from all over the country. They send out monthly We Care packages to our United States deployed military who have been registered by family members, friends, commanding officers, or themselves. The fact remains that deployments continue all over the world, and our list continues to grow. Now more than ever, our men and women serving in the military can use that extra morale boost that is received through our We Care packages. That's Friday with you and Mud Puppy, correct?
I know, yes.
Well, that's very exciting. That's much excitement. And then, so that's Friday. And then Saturday, we have Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy. And then we roll into Sunday with the Green Room. The Green Room usually is bringing us things on the medical marijuana front and whatnot. And then Monday is the Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thanks.
And this Monday, they have a guest, Thomas Marches, the director of the film Fallen. After nearly losing his life in the field, Thomas Marches medically retired from the Soledad Police Department as a sergeant in 2016. A 14-year law enforcement veteran, he spent many years as a homicide detective as well as a gang narcotic expert and a tactical team leader instructor. He made this film to educate the public. Not only will this film serve as an educational snapshot of history, but its raw honesty and intimately candid perspective will serve as a tribute to all those who have sacrificed everything so that we may enjoy the safety and freedoms we all take for granted. That's Monday edition with Ice and Cuffs, and then it rolls right back into us on Tuesday. And we have a guest next Tuesday.
We do.
Jonathan Jackson from Military Working Dog Team Support Association.
Yeah, we just had them on as a guest
Last week.
Yeah. Ooh, last week. Oh, they're already back.
Yeah, that's impressive.
They love us.
Jonathan Jackson will be on to explain exactly what a dog handler does. Military Working Dog Team Support Association is a nonprofit organization that supports military working dog teams by a variety of means. Some of these are care packages, handler recognitions, hero dog awards, veteran dog handler cause support, and support for memorials. Their causes are great, and their organization may be small, but it is mighty. They make an impact daily on the lives of dogs and handlers, both veterans and active duty. They spend a lot of time educating the general public and their award-winning newsletter, Kennel Talk, is available for free online. And that would conclude the week wrap-up.
Ah, that's amazing. And no, Christopher, my husky is not pooping right now. She is currently laying down at my feet. But yeah, okay, so and Richard Burroughs, that cutie was Apollo, and if I show any sort of attention to anything besides him, he has to make that unacceptable. It's unacceptable in his worldview if he is not the center of the goddamn universe. Isn't that right, Apollo? Come here. See, look, they're all right here. They're all right here, just silently waiting for me to get off the show so I can give them more attention because they don't get enough, allegedly. Right? Allegedly. and then, oh, here comes Zeus. Because not to be outdone. Here he is, my old man. Seriously. Dude, Great Cloud, I had so much fun with you tonight.
No, this is a fast 3 hours. This
right?
is a good show. We covered lots of good things. Again, Lloyd and his organization can't say enough about what their mission is and what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Something like that's been needed for a long time, and now that it's out there and we've had him on the show, and hopefully we'll be able to have him back in the near future, just to support that message and get their name out there, so that our family has somewhere to go, and those that support our family have somewhere to go, i.e. spouses, kids, and the whatnot, have a place to turn to.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest issue with a lot of the organizations that are already out there that are trying to support our military. There's nowhere for the vets and the family members to turn to when needed, or if they need that piece.
Right.
So again, I hope to have them on in the near future on one of our shows.
All right. Oh, real quick, Nation. We are actually looking for people for on-air talent and administrative assistants. So if you guys feel like you've got what it takes to join our team, go on over to WTFnation.com and there will be a slot that says contact us or apply here. One of those.
Yep.
One of those. And you're able to send in your application, and then it gets judged by myself because besides being, an on-air person, I'm also the assistant station manager because someone's insane. and they thought I would be good at this. I haven't burnt it down yet, but, it's only Tuesday the 10th of October, so we'll see. But yeah, and we'll go over your application and, hopefully you make it onto the interview portion. So again, if you feel like you've got what it takes to join us, by all means, please submit an application. We would love to see them. So, and don't forget, we are also partnered up with the Veterans Report from 94.1 and what is it? 94.1, what is it? KHB? Anyways, it's in the Pittsburgh area. So we're going to be on terrestrial, legit radio here coming up. Literally starting this weekend. So we're turning into a big deal. We already were a big deal, but now we're getting into a bigger deal. So it's exciting. Lots of new things are about to happen with us. So everybody stay tuned for the fucking ride because it's going to get good.
Jesus.
Don't judge me, Gray Cloud. I'll mute the shit out of you.
Woo. Woo, woo, woo.
Right? As Ice would say. All right, you guys, I had a great time being here with you, and I cannot wait to see you guys again on Friday. So have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on Friday the 13th. Bye, you guys.
Shots.
The canvas is blank, no tears have been cried, nobody has lied. Far from complacent, just walking on shells. This feeling that love conquers everything else, until you reach the point in mind. Communicate, so set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober. I'm finally sober. My only demon, my only regret is that I left you with scars, so that you'll never forget. Sick of forgiving my mistakes and my faults. Shattered your glass onto millions when I ripped it apart. There's nothing left. Love is gone. So there was a failure to communicate. So set to leave, but we were forced to wait. Nobody said we had to relate. At the end, it's over. I'm finally sober.